I know the way he bills.
You're eating cereal.
My election.
Fucking Lucky Charms.
S&P 500 index.
No, he's not lucky knife.
Never even
An electric
in a
knife.
single month, small business optimism.
The fuck is an electric knife?
41 points.
It's the thing either
It's not a 41. It went up 41 points. That's the
serrated.
largest in
Oh, you're cooking a turkey or a chicken.
the group that does it. According to Gallup, the American people's confidence in the economy has just surged to the highest level in history.
Sliced.
That's why I have a news conference like that. I take the greatest business leaders in the world and say, hey, you want to say you're going to invest the money? They're not looking for news conferences. They're saying, what am I doing here? They go in and they invest money, but it's good to know they're the smartest business people in the world are investing in.
Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to listen to our president.
So we've done this all.
He's gonna shit on your little leprechaun village.
We haven't been there.
Insignificant tattywhacker.
Amazing, and we think we're going to do some really great things.
What is wrong with this
Really
thing?
great things. We're being respected again.
Nothing works anymore,
The Panama Canal
T-Rex.
is a disgrace. What took place at the
I
Panama
don't think I'll be working much longer.
Jimmy Carter gave it to them for $1, and they were supposed to treat us well. I thought it was the thing to do. It was the most expensive structure ever built in the history.
Maybe it just doesn't make the noise anymore.
It would be the equivalent of over substantial.
That's what she said.
Basically.
Motherfucker played the interview.
You're making so much noise, I can't even hear it.
Go back on mute.
Okay, we're connected. Here we go.
Panama Canal.
Motherfucker.
Now, China's running the Panama Canal, and they come to see this Biden, this guy who should never have been allowed even to run for president. Of course, he shouldn't have either, because that never happened. I had to be two people, not one. But they want $3 billion to fix the Panama Canal that's run by China and makes a lot of money, China. One of the most profitable structures ever built, because you have ships lined up back to Florida, frankly, and they just keep going through. The numbers are staggering, $500,000 to $1 million a ship. And they took it away from us, meaning we gave it to them for $1. But not going to happen. What they've done to us, they've charged us, they've overcharged our ships, overcharged our Navy. And then when they need repair money, they come to the United States to put it up. We get nothing. Those days are over. Working with the Republican majorities in Congress, we'll cut taxes, slash regulations, raise wages, and boost incomes at a pace the world has not seen before, and certainly not from our country. We had a big chunk of it for the first 3 years of prior to COVID coming in my administration. We had the greatest economy in history. We cut the most regulations in the history of our country. We did that all in 4 years. By 4 times more than any other president cut. We did that in 4 years. And we were just getting started. We'll impose new tariffs so that the products on our stores will once again be stamped with those beautiful words, made in the USA. And we are not treated well, as you know, by Canada. Canada is subsidized to the tune of about $200 billion a year, plus other things. They don't essentially have a military. They have a very small military. They rely on our military. It's all fine, but, they got to pay for that. It's very unfair. I have so many great friends. One of them is the great one, Wayne Gretzky. I said, run for prime minister, you'll win it. It'll take 2 seconds. But he said, well, am I going to run for prime minister or governor? You tell me. I said, I don't know. Let's make it governor. I like it better. But no, something's going to have to be done. Same thing with Mexico. We have a massive deficit with Mexico, and we help Mexico a lot. They're essentially run by the cartels. And can't let that happen. Mexico's really in trouble. A lot of trouble. We're a dangerous place. And we're
I fucking love this guy.
a future date pretty soon with
says so little by saying so much.
because we do.
No,
most
he
of the work
says
there.
things you never
It's
even
ours.
hear.
We're going to be changing sort of the opposite of bikes. We're closing everything up, essentially getting rid of $50 to $60 trillion worth of assets. We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring that comes. The Gulf of America.
I cannot. There has to be
It's appropriate.
more assassination
It's
attempts.
appropriate.
He's going to be the most
And
hated
Mexico
person
has
on
to
the
stop
planet. I mean,
allowing
every
millions
day in every
Over
way.
to our country. They
Like
can
all the attention has been put on Elon Musk and Adrian Dickman, but just wait till Trump actually starts doing things with the
Canada, they come
government.
through Canada too, and drugs are coming through at record numbers.
For him to go after the pharmaceutical complex.
So we're going to make up for that by putting tariffs on
Yeah.
Mexico and Canada.
So he's going to say, if he wants to
And we want to get along with
pharmaceutical
everybody, but
companies being able
you know,
to advertise on television,
it takes two to
they're
tango.
going to kill him for that alone.
We're reaching the dawn of America's golden age. It's going to be a golden age. We have things that nobody else has. We have more natural resources.
Different things that they're going to want to come after.
Number one, nobody
Listen
knew
to
that
this,
until
just
I
listen
came
to
along.
this.
I made us number one.
Right, it's not like that he killed his son.
I made us number
I know.
one in a very short period of time in drilling. And you know, you
But I
can
don't-
talk about windmills. They litter our country. They're littered all over our country,
That's right.
like dropping paper, like dropping garbage in a field, and that's what happens to them because in a period of time they turn to garbage. Most expensive energy ever. They only work if you get subsidy. The only people that want them are the people that are getting rich off windmills, getting massive subsidies from the U.S. government. And it's the most expensive energy there is. It's many, many times more expensive than plain natural gas. So we're going to try and have a policy where no windmills are being built.
Go on YouTube.
In New Jersey, they want to build like 200 windmills. The people are going crazy. Nobody wants them. And they're very expensive. They don't work without subsidy. You don't want energy that needs subsidy. Energy is a good business. You don't need subsidy. But when you build these massive towers, and they're 25 stories tall, 40 stories, they have 170 stories tall. The blades, they take 3 ships to ship them. It's crazy. They're dangerous. You see what's happening up in the Massachusetts area with the whales, where they had 2 whales wash ashore in, I think, a 17-year period. And now they had 14 this season. The windmills are driving the whales crazy, obviously. And
They're not whales, they're narwhals.
I think 125 or something over a number of years. And we don't want that to happen. It's a disaster. It's amazing the way a true environmentalist would say, "Oh, we love wind." It sounds good, but that's about where it ends. You know, after 10 years, you have to redo them. And what happens is they don't do that. They let them stand and they rust, and they say because of the environment, I'm not a believer in this, but they say you can, because it's a certain fiberglass, that the blades cannot be buried in earth, that's an environment. So what do you do with them? What do you do with them? And I don't know if you've ever gone to Palm Springs, California, or any of these places. We have long-term windmills standing. They're a disaster. They're rusting, rotting, closed, falling down. This is as you enter Palm Springs. And they put new ones next to them because nobody wants to take them down, because why should they take them down? It's very expensive to take them down, and you can't do anything with them because the blades, you can't bury them because of the environmental protection. We'll look at that. Doesn't make sense, but that's what they say. So we are at the beginning of a great, beautiful golden age of business. And I think we're also at a golden age of common sense, because everything I'm saying to you, from a simple water faucet that doesn't allow water to come out appropriately, to all of the other elements of what we do and what we're going to do, to take $50 to $60 trillion off our country's balance sheet because some man that has no idea what he's doing, has no idea. You know it, I know it, the Democrats know it. What they did is a crime by allowing that to happen. And I'll bet you, if you asked them today, how much acreage did you submit? Essentially, did you destroy? You destroyed the economic viability of drilling in the ocean. And with AI coming along and all, you know, a lot of people don't realize that AI is going to be a big thing, but you'll need double the electricity at least that we have right now. So right now we produce electricity for many, many different things. AI is a very big deal in terms of the future. China is already building electric facilities, big, bold electric facilities. And you know how they're being fired up? With coal. They're being fired up with coal. And we're going to build bigger and better ones. People like Hussein that are doing the same thing as he is. I bet they don't do it as well because I know how he does it, but they're doing a lot of things. The problem is they can't get their permits because I say build the plant with the building. So with the structure, build the plant, because if you're going to grids are old. So they said, that's a great idea. In other words, build your electric facility alongside of your plant. And you could have extra output if you want, because once you build it, you can make it larger pretty inexpensively. You could have extra output, which you'll sell to the public, but build it with the plant, and people are loving that idea. So we're going to have a lot of fun making America great again, and it's going to happen, I think, very, very quickly. It's already happened. So I would say this, and this has been pretty openly reported by the news. There's never been anything like what's happened since we won the election. Couple of months since we won the election, the whole perception of the whole world is different. People from other countries have called me. They say, thank you. The perception of the whole world is different. We're going to have to settle some big problems that are going on right now. We're going to have to settle up with Russia, Ukraine. That's a disaster. I look at numbers every week, the number of people being killed in that war. People don't know, mostly soldiers now. But the towns have been obliterated. This was a Biden fiasco that that should have never happened. If we had a real president, if we had a president that knew what he was doing, Russia would have never, ever gone in. But they did go in, and we have a mess. The cities are all blown up. The people have largely left. And the soldiers are killing each other at levels that haven't been seen since the Second World War. So we'll have to get that one straightened out, too. That's a tough one. Much tougher than it would have been before it started, I can tell you that. The deal could have been made just by an average deal maker. Deal could have been made on that. So thank you all for coming. We'll take a couple of questions. Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Wanted to touch on the world on fire that you mentioned, but let's start, if we could, with your references to Greenland and the Panama Canal. So can you assure the world that as you try to get control of these areas, you are not going to use military or economic coercion?
No.
Can you tell us a little bit about what your plan is? Are you going to negotiate a new treaty? Are you going to ask the Canadians to hold the vote? What is the strategy?
Yeah, I can't assure you. You're talking about Panama and Greenland. No, I can't assure you on either of those two. But I can say this. We need them for economic security. The Panama Canal was built for our military. I'm not going to commit to that now. It might be that you'll have to do something. Look, the Panama Canal is vital to our country. It's being operated by China. And we gave the Panama Canal to Panama. We didn't give it to China. And they've abused it. They've abused that gift. It should have never been made, by the way. Giving the Panama Canal is why Jimmy Carter lost the election, in my opinion, more so maybe than the hostages. The hostages were a big deal. But if you remember, and nobody wants to talk about the Panama Canal now because, it's inappropriate, I guess, but because it's a bad part of the Carter legacy. But he was a good man. Look, he was a good man. I knew him a little bit, and he was a very fine person, but that was a big mistake. Giving the Panama Canal to Panama was a very big mistake. We lost 38,000 people. It cost us the equivalent of $1 trillion, maybe more than, probably the most expensive. They say it was the most expensive structure, if we call it a structure, which I guess you can, ever built. And giving that away was a horrible thing. And I believe that's why Jimmy Carter lost the election, even more so than the hostages. Those two things.
Qualifying that Ukraine and Iran, the two negotiations we're heading into. On Ukraine, you said just before it's a lot more complicated now.
Much more complicated.
Do you believe...
Because it would have never started.
Right, but it has started.
Well, not only started, the cities are largely knocked down.
So you've got what you've got. At this point, to hold on to leverage dealing with President Putin, would you make a commitment to the Ukrainians that you will keep supporting them during the negotiations?
Well, I wouldn't tell you if that were the
Would you
case.
make a commitment to provide a security guarantee if they do enter into an armistice or a ceasefire along the lines of the French and the Germans?
So, a big part of the problem was Russia for many, many years, long before Putin said you could never have NATO involved with Ukraine. Now, they've said that that's been like written in stone. And somewhere along the line, Biden said, no, they should be able to join NATO. Well, then Russia has somebody right on their doorstep, and I could understand their feeling about that. But there were a lot of mistakes made in that negotiation. And when I heard the way that Biden was negotiating, I said, you're going to end up in a war. And it turned out to be a very bad war. And it could escalate. That war could escalate to be much worse than it is right now.
They could never join it.
Well, my view is that it was always understood. In fact, I believe that they had a deal and then Biden broke it. They had a deal which would have been a satisfactory deal to Ukraine and everybody else, but that Biden said, no, you have to be able to join NATO. And that's always been, and nobody knows more about NATO than I. Years ago when I first started this, I didn't know too much about NATO, but I got it right anyway. I said, they're taking advantage. I'm the one that got, and the Secretary General was here, 2 weeks ago, saying that if it weren't for me, NATO wouldn't even exist right now, because I raised from countries that weren't paying their bills. At that time, 28 countries, 20 of them were not paying their bills, 21 to be exact. They weren't paying, or they were paying a very small portion. And I raised over $680 billion. That was the number he gave, by saying, if you don't pay, we're not going to protect you. And as soon as I said that, the money came pouring in. But Obama could have said it. Other people could have said it. Bush could have said it. Nobody said it but me. I took a lot of heat. They said, oh, this is a threatening statement. Well, they weren't paying their bills. I said, we're not going to protect you if you're not paying the bills. So, in a true sense, I saved NATO, but NATO's taken advantage of us. And one of the problems that I have, and I've said it openly, I said it to President Zelensky, Europe is in for a tiny fraction of the money that we're in. Now, whether you like that situation or not, Europe is much more affected than the United States. We have a thing called the ocean in between us, right? Why are we in for billions and billions of dollars more money than Europe? And they're a similar size, a little smaller, but they're a similar size economy as the United States when you add them up. And yet Europe is in for a small fraction of the number the United States is in. Now, Biden could have called them up during the term. That's what I did. I said, you have to pay your bills. And they all, one stood up. I won't say who, you'll probably have it, because the papers, the media hated to report on it. But a prime minister up from a country, a famous meeting of 28 nations with no press, no anybody in the room, he stood up, he says, does that mean if we don't pay our bill, and at that point it was 2%, it should be 5%. It should be 5%, not 2%. But at that point it was 2%, but many people didn't pay. Some people didn't pay anything. But many people were way, including Germany. Germany was at less than 1%. Well, I think NATO should have 5%, yeah. Well, you can't do it at 2%. I mean, at 2%, every country, if you're going to have a country in a regular military, you're at 4%. I think they should be, they're in dangerous territory. I think it should be, they can all afford it, but they should be at 5%, not 2%. I'm the one that got them to pay 2%. But a gentleman stood up, a prime minister stood up, and he said to me, sir, could I ask you a question? You're saying we have to pay our bills. If we don't pay our bills, will the United States protect us from Russia? I said, if you don't pay, you mean you're delinquent? He said, yes. He said, if you're delinquent, we will not protect you. I took a lot of heat. Although it was somewhat closed door, I took a lot of heat from the media. And you know what happened? The money started pouring in. That's why NATO has money. And the Secretary General said it was the most incredible thing he had ever seen in a negotiation. Now, if I would have said, yes, we will, nobody would have paid. If I would have loved to have said, yes, we'll protect you even if you don't pay. But that's not the way life works.
Two questions related to each other. First, you said on your first day of office, you're going to pardon January 6th defendants. Are you planning to pardon those who were charged with violent offenses?
Well, we're looking at it, and we have other people in there. And as you see, I guess 24 or 28 people came now from the FBI. That came out very quietly. Nobody reported it, but they had people in some form related to the FBI. They had 4 or 5 people that were strongly related to the FBI. We have to find out about that. We have to find out about Hezbollah. We have to find out about who exactly was in that whole thing, because people that did some bad things were not prosecuted. You know, I know exactly that. They had 4 or 5 people that were strongly related to the FBI. We have to find out about that. We have to find out about Hezbollah. We have to find out about who exactly was in that whole thing, because people that did some bad things were not prosecuted. You know, I see it all the time, and you see it too. People that were doing some bad things weren't prosecuted, and people that didn't even walk into the building are in jail right now. So we'll be looking at the whole thing, but I'll be making major pardons. Yes, please. Please.
On Jack Smith's report.
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker. It's good to see you. 2 questions about Syria and the ongoing war in Gaza. About Syria, the Pentagon disclosed last month the U.S. has some 2,000 troops in Syria. That's almost double the number initially through the 400-500. Will you keep that troop capacity the same on taking?
Well, I won't tell you that because it's part of a military strategy, but I will say it was Turkey. Turkey's been after that country in different names and different forms and shapes for 2,000 years. Those people that went in are from Turkey. And President Erdogan is a friend of mine. He's a guy I like, respect. I think he respects me also. He's the one that didn't go after certain people after I requested that he not. You know who I'm talking about, the Kurds. I don't know how long that's going to, because they're natural enemies. They hate each other. But he didn't do that yet. And he didn't do it in the past also. He started, and I said, please don't do that, and he didn't do it. So, but if you look at what happened with Syria, Russia was weakened, Iran was weakened, and he's a very smart guy. And he sent his people in there through different forms and different names, and they went in and they took over, and that's the way it is.
Sorry. You have concerns about HTS taking control.
By the way, I have the envoy here. Is that in the back? Standing with my son, Eric, is Steve Woodcoff, who's just got back from the Middle East, and he's done a fantastic job. He's a great deal maker. I said, what we need there is a deal maker, because nobody makes a deal. We have people that understand where the rivers are and where the meets and bounds are, but they can't talk. They can't make deals. Steve's done a great job. I just want to thank you, Steve. You've been working endlessly for months, and he's working specifically on the hostages, trying to get them back. Steve, come up for a second. Maybe you might want to say a couple of words. I didn't know Steve was going to be here, actually. He's done a fantastic job, and it's a dangerous job, too, and we appreciate it. He didn't know about this kind of danger, the other deal making he does. Now he sees a lot of big danger. Come on up, Steve. Just one second. I'm going to give you a little report on the hostages if I can. Steve? Thank you.
Wow. Well, I think we're making a lot of progress, and I don't want to say too much because I think they're doing a really good job back in Doha. I'm leaving tomorrow back to go to Doha, but I think that we've had some really great progress, and I'm really hopeful that by the inaugural, we'll have some good things to announce on behalf of the president. I actually believe that we're working in tandem in a really good way, but it's the president, his reputation, the things that he has said that are driving this negotiation, and so hopefully it'll all work out. We'll save some lives. I believe we've been on the verge of it. I don't want to discuss sort of what's delayed it. There's no point to be negative in any way. But I think it's the president, his stature, what he said he expects, the red lines he's put out there. That's driving this negotiation. I'm going back probably either this evening or tomorrow night.
will be a deal before January 20th, or is that something that's likely to happen? If there's a deal, even at all, we've been hearing this now for that part.
I would say, right. I would say that the president is exasperated. I don't want to talk for him, but look, I don't know anyone who delegates better than President Trump. He gives us a lot of authority to speak on his behalf, and he exhorts us to speak emphatically. And emphatically means you better get it, you better do this, because the alternative.
They're waiting for President Trump to take office.
No, I think they heard him loud and clear. Better get done by the inaugural.
Say all hell before it. All hell must be paid if they don't release the hostages.
Well, do I have to define it? All hell will break out. If those hostages aren't back, I don't want to hurt your negotiation. If they're not back by the time I get into office, all hell will break out in the Middle East. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is. And they should have given them back a long time. They should have never taken. There should have never been the attack of October 7th. People forget that. And it will not be good for Hamas, and it will not be good, frankly, for anyone. All hell will break out. I don't have to say anymore, but that's what it is. And they should have given them back a long time. They should have never taken. There should have never been the attack of October 7th. People forget that. But there was. And many people are killed. They're no longer hostages. I have people from Israel and others begging me to get, we had also people there from the United States, just so you know, they're holding some so-called hostages from the U.S. But I've had mothers come to me and fathers crying, can I get the body of their son back? Can I get the body of their daughter back? That beautiful girl where they threw her in the car, pulled her by her ponytail and threw her in the car like she was a sack of potatoes. I said, what happened to her? Sir, she's dead. Like a 19, 20-year-old beautiful girl. And the way they treated her. And I just say it this very simply. Steve's got a job to do. He's a great guy, great negotiator, great person. They respect him over there already. It's what we needed over there. We have people that know everything about the Middle East, but they can't speak properly. They don't know. He's a great negotiator. That's what I needed. I could have sent that gentleman right over there. Hussein, he's a great negotiator. People, they're rare. Great negotiators are very rare, like a great surgeon. But we have the right person. But I tell this, I don't want to hurt the negotiation. If the deal isn't done before I take office, which is now going to be 2 weeks, all hell will break out in the Middle East. Thank you, Mr. President. You've done a great job. Thank you.
More than 140 police officers were injured by rioters on January.
Office, which is a great negotiator. People, they're rare. Great negotiators are very rare, like a great surgeon. But we have the right person. But I tell this, I don't want to hurt the negotiation. If the deal isn't done before I take office, which is now going to be 2 weeks, all hell will break out in the Middle East. Thank you, Mr. President. You can't speak properly. They don't know. He's a great negotiator. That's what I needed. I could have sent that gentleman right over there. Hussein, he's a great negotiator. People, they're rare. Great negotiators are very rare, like a great surgeon. But we have the right person. But I tell this, I don't want to hurt the negotiation. If the deal isn't done before I take office, which is now going to be 2 weeks, all hell will break out in the Middle East. Thank you, Mr. President. You've done a great job. Thank you.
More than 140 police officers were injured by rioters on January 6th. Will you pardon anyone who attacked a police officer?
Well, the only one that was killed was a beautiful young lady named Ashley Babbitt. She was killed, and there was actually somebody else that was killed, also a MAGA person, but people don't give it 100% credibility. I'm going to find out about it, and we're going to find out. But Ashley Babbitt was killed. She was shot. She had never been shot. She was shot for no reason whatsoever. In fact, they say that she was trying to hold back the crowd, and the crowd was made up of a lot of different people, so we'll see. But I will tell you this, the person that was killed was Ashley Babbitt. The other thing is, when they talk, there was never charges of insurrection or anything like that. but if there were, this would be the only insurrection in history where people went in as insurrectionists with not one gun. Okay? And let me tell you, the people that you're talking about have a lot of guns in their home for hunting and for shooting and for entertainment, a lot of good reasons. But there wasn't one gun that they found. And why didn't they find the bomber, the pipe bomber? You know, they know who the pipe bomber is. The FBI knows who it is. The status of the FBI has gone down so far, and the status of the DOJ, or as I call it, the Department of Injustice, being laughed at all over the world. And hopefully with Pam Bondi and with Kash Patel and with other people that we're putting in, that will all come back. If you do a poll in the FBI, I guarantee I'm at like 90% with the agents of the FBI, but they have hurt that incredible place. Law enforcement, I mean, you think of the FBI, they raided this house. By the way, they could have told me, could I see this guy? I would have given him, I actually told them, come in anytime you want. You can see anything. They raided the house and the case was dismissed. And now I'm in litigation. I'm suing them for doing that. And I feel so badly doing it. I'm the president of the United States and I'm suing the United States, but I'm suing them for other things too. The FBI has gone so, its reputation has been so horribly hurt between Comey, who is the
for you. Wisdom. Are you guys still going at it? Beth, you've been holding court all morning.
What are you doing here?
John.
No, I'm buying stuff right now.
What are you buying?
John, let me ask you a question.
Shoot.
Why are you such an asshole?
Why am I such an asshole?
Yeah, you like you being an asshole is like, you know, like your own dopamine like fix for like, you know, telling people like we're going like line, hello, and like coming in like over talking people all the time and like miscommunicating and interrupting what people are talking about.
Yeah.
And I know you get your jollies off on it. I just want to know like how much dopamine do you actually get from it before you get kicked out of a room?
And what's the point?
Everybody's got an opinion like a nose.
Are you talking off every time?
And the more you get to talk, the further away from the truth you get.
Yeah, I'm just buying shit. That's all. I'm buying shit.
Well, Adrian wishes he could, but he's going through bankruptcy right now. So, I mean, he can't really have much buying power. Although he did make a business deal the other day and made some bucks in his pocket, but it's not enough to cover his debts. Isn't that right, Raboy Lloyd Shaloy?
If you say so, doctor.
Adrian, I like your humor, but I don't understand why you do this YouTube thing. When you're acting, and also I like when you are yourself speaking from your heart.
Dude, I like John, but you can call him Edwin or Adrian Dittman or Beverly Hill Pawn Shop or like 10,000 things from audio.
Yeah,
And, like, dude, I've known that Adrian's literally the only reason I'm actually on Clubhouse. Adrian's the one that I met that told me what Clubhouse was.
I have
Like, you know, three plus years ago.
I always have to have a extra hand if he gets into the rooms because I'm missing. And when they do those.
Well, I just wanted to call him out on his bullshit before he got kicked out the room. Because he's full of a lot of bullshit sometimes, and I never get to question him on it before he like bitches out and like leaves the room.
Or being, but I think it's funny, but I just don't like when he is distributing those rooms into YouTube because I don't even like to be recorded.
This is one of the most harmonious and cooperative scenes in traditional house building in China. People below the wall use shovels to send soil upward, while those on the wall tamp it down layer by layer, creating a smooth, solid structure with steady, rhythmic movements. Every action is carefully coordinated, demonstrating excellent teamwork. These houses, made primarily of compacted soil, can still be found in some remote areas of China. The construction process depends heavily on manual labor, with simple tools and techniques used throughout. While it demands significant physical effort, rammed earth houses are cost-effective, making use of readily available natural materials. Please don't.
Adrian, what's going on with the lady hog? Do you have her dry docked right now? Are you fixing her, getting her ready for spring?
No, she's ready. She's on blocks and she's just waiting for getting dunked into the water in May.
Are you gonna do a bottom job before you put her back in the water?
No, I think I figured out the leak. It's fine.
No, I mean like the barnacle paint.
Nah, I'm just gonna leave it. I don't really care. It's a piece of junk.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go out there.
I mean, you're already paying
bust
for
my
dry
ass.
dock. It's like easy as fuck to do.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just don't care that much. I mean, I want to get rid of
Call
it.
me barnacle because, like, you know, when my sailboat was in dry dock for the winter, I'd always pull it up and I'd put new bottom job on it. You know, go through the carburetor, rebuild the carburetor on the kicker motor. You know, go through the mainstays, make sure all my lines and my jibs and everything were good. It's time to go through inventory.
This is one of the most harmonious and cooperative scenes in tradition.
Replace all the zincs on your running gear, all that shit. Damn, am I?
It's a love boat. It's a love boat, Captain. I don't need to know how to sail. I don't need to know anything other than how to swipe right and say, "Come to the summer soiree, darling."
Dude, you are such a boat bunny hoe. You all you do is look for boat bunnies.
I'm gonna relabel it the Lady Hawk, and then underneath I'm gonna paint on there "Boat Honeys Only."
No, it's boat bunnies because we call them boat bunnies because they're the girls that jump from boat to boat.
Oh, I see.
We have snow bunnies. I don't have boat bunnies.
Girl, get a decent kind of boat and put it in a marina. Trust me, they want to come onto your boat and make margaritas for you all day. While listening to Jimmy Buffett.
I might need to order these and have them here overnighted if it gets this cold. North Face Women's Freedom insulated pants. I need some insulated pants. I think so.
Beth, look up a pair of pants called Gore-Tex.
Is it waterproof?
Oh, I've bought Gore-Tex before.
Well, Gore-Tex is typically waterproof on the outside and then thermal fur on the inside.
But
And that dude, yeah, Gore-Tex is the fucking jam.
Right. Except it doesn't let the water out. Why did you know?
Yeah, but if you wear Gore-Tex, that's why you don't wear underwear, because it's just so warm.
Are you doing, Adrian, are you using Gore-Tex?
Dude, I've got Gore-Tex boots. Like, I go to Army surplus stores, so I've got tons of Gore-Tex. I got, like, jumpsuits. I got coveralls. I've got... Dude, everything I own is, like, damn near fucking flash resistant, moisture resistant, thermal resistant. Like, that's why I buy it, the Army surplus. It's better than going to fucking Macy's.
Adrian, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Hello! Adrian! I'm trying to... I didn't do that very well. Sorry.
No, if you're doing his hello, it's hello, hello, hello.
You didn't do it very well. Sorry. Bro.
Hey, did you hear his mom is gorgeous?
And you muted this. But Adrian, why are you doing this broadcasting? I never understand that.
Because there's this thing called the internet, and some people use it how they, use it. And I mean, you may not like the way that I use my cell phones and the internet here in my apartment. I apologize for the way that you feel in advance, Remy. Thank you very little. I am complete.
Yeah, my point is, I'm sorry, guy. I almost never speak, and when I speak, I want to never be recorded or broadcast. Or being...
Why? Nobody can even understand what the hell you're saying, Remy. Who cares?
Yes, I can understand everything.
I understand.
So please don't be rude to my friend.
Yeah, Remy, the thing is, like, Clubhouse is recording you. I'm not recording you. Clubhouse is recording you right now.
They don't broadcast me. You understand?
Yes, but they feed your information to an AI.
Yeah, and I hate that, but they don't broadcast me personally.
Do you know
but Remy,
analyzing how we talk to one another?
Remy, I'm not going to broadcast you anyways. You have nothing. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just saying you don't have the vocal projection that I need to even transfer it over to my shitty recordings.
I'm happy if you don't, and I don't want to be.
Well, he's saying he don't. He's saying he don't.
Yeah. I'm very thankful, Adrian. I'm very thankful from my bottom of my heart. If you don't ever do that to me,
Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful.
Yeah, I understand. No problem. I mean, just go to YouTube and type in Remy from Clubhouse, and you'll see all the Remy recordings I've secretly made of you.
Please stop.
No, he's telling you as a joke that there are none.
Yeah, I hope. No, I don't do that. I don't want to try it.
Don't. Hey, Remy. Don't worry. Like, what country are you from?
Norway.
Wait, you're a Viking and you act like that much of a pussy? Sorry about that. I had to say it.
I can always kill people, rape, all those. But to be broadcast on YouTube.
Dude, I knew he was a Viking.
Yeah, I'm not that person doing that. Right?
Nah, I love your honesty. You know, I love me a good Norwegian Viking.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up fighting myself, so but it's mainly Scottish, which, you know, the Scottish are mainly Vikings anyway.
Oh, they are retarded like you do. So it's okay.
Hey, we can go to Valhalla and drink mead with Odin.
Oh, but we have
No, Adrian's okay. You know, his problem is he's just a confused American.
yeah, but he's a Jew, so he doesn't have
He's not a Jew. That's the problem.
he's right.
Wait, you think he's a Jew?
Maybe everybody else wants to join the peace and quiet.
No, his mother is not Jewish. Like I said, his mother is Goitis. He gets it from his father's side, just like I do. I'm not Jewish, but I get it. I get my Jewish heritage from my father's side.
Yeah, but okay.
Yeah, it doesn't count unless it comes from your mother's.
I know about that, but in my view, you are Jewish at least.
Say that one more time.
Jewish.
Am I Jewish?
Yeah.
Ish meaning a little bit or pertaining to, probably.
No, you are a little bit. I mean, half.
Un poquito.
Or a retarded Jew.
Or just an American.
Yeah, I'm not even that, so I'm happy for you.
Well, I mean, I've been there and done that, got all the damn t-shirts. I mean, I'm not even trying anymore. Like, I'm literally just sitting back laughing at everybody.
Yeah. Well, I admire the Jews. I love the Jews.
I like people that are smart. I don't give a fuck what their ethnicity or culture are.
Well, you're gonna end up with the Jews anyway. Sorry, but
no, I have many Siddiqui, you know, like from the Middle East. You know, I'd be like, Assalamu alaikum, wa alaikum salam. You know, Ismi Ibrahim, Shakumaku.
But what people are on the same level?
See, like that's what I'm saying. Like I can talk in like 11 different languages a little bit. Like, but you can't even speak in any of those languages at all.
I know.
And you want to tell me how to live my life, but I've lived in those countries.
No, I did try to tell you.
Yeah, well, then don't prescribe to me what, you know, you think, you know, the world should be for, like, somebody like myself compared to yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think it will go out of my head. Sorry.
I mean, I'm trying to be very nice and cordial to you. I'm not trying to be an ass.
You're doing a great job.
Shut up, woman. See, that's her way of telling me that I'm an ass.
Are you kidding? Are you joking?
No, that's English.
I tried to.
She told me I was an ass.
Pretty much.
I take 5 the facts and just listen, okay?
That was funny, girl. I'm like, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like, you're doing a really fucking good job. I'm like, damn. Throw me under the bus.
He didn't understand either way.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all Gucci. Yeah, fuck yeah. No, I mean, I was trying to be cordial, at least.
I know this, but...
And I was talking with Beth about some, you know, Turkish cotton, you know, before Adrian came in here, like, trying to, like, record everybody and, like, make content out of what we're saying.
What? I don't understand his goal doing that.
No, Remy, They're saying Adrian goes into rooms, but he just finds content from conversations and has a podcast. That's all. It's fine.
It's nothing more than Clubhouse is doing to us right now.
Yeah, but
It's literally nothing more. Like Clubhouse.
Yeah, sorry for being alive. I do exist. I apologize.
Yeah. How many times has your mother ever said that to the universe about you?
Stop, dog. Come on. And we're not that interesting. Bliss is over here typing.
I will call you right now, John, on my other phone just to prove that, like, I know you.
Who?
John.
No, what's the point of calling me? We're already on the phone.
No, to prove to them that.
Yeah, but I have my notifications turned off, so I'm not even gonna see it.
Oh, Raboy loin.
That's just how I'm doing business these days. No notifications. I'm in control of the notifications, not the notifications in control of me.
Dude, he wants one of them little baby goats so he can do some goat yoga.
I think they'll be born in March.
Like, no, we were talking. we got somebody that has goats, and they got a bunch of kids about to happen. And I was like, I was thinking we need to get one to Edmund so that he can do like goat yoga while he plays a space drum with no lessons.
That's where you go and you do yoga, and then they let these little baby goats walk around and they climb on you. You know how goats are. They'll hop on top of anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you are the mountain and they walk on you.
Yeah. Yeah, you just let them walk on you.
Yeah, that was a conversation from like an hour ago. But yeah. Yes.
Yeah, a friend of mine just got some goats. Yeah. I think she needs some helping out. Do you have a goat, Remy?
No, there's a goat. And Bliss are writing everything we say. Like, so.
No, Bliss is actually working. That's what she's doing. She's just
Really?
working.
One person actually working. Wow.
One person actually working, Remy. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I just do that.
Oh,
If you remember what it took for her to drive to work,
the
you would've been
Vatican.
scared for her.
Oh.
The problem is it's going to be worse on the way back, apparently.
Yep.
I like this, but do you feel that the voice Liz have is something you have heard from other women before?
The voices from other women?
No, Liz. She's something like another person.
Oh, Bliss is, no, that's Bliss.
Yeah,
Bliss is Bliss.
I if you agree with me, she sounds like another person.
I don't know what he's saying, but I'm like, can you feel the rhythm of the night? Like the rhythm in your life.
It's
I can leave all behind.
it's a friend from Jewish Clubhouse.
Jewish Club? No, Bliss doesn't come into Jewish
No,
Clubhouse.
I know, but Canadian.
Who?
In Jeff's rooms.
Well, I go in there all the time.
Oh, Jeff's friend, yeah.
Rena?
Mhm.
Rena?
Oh,
No.
sound like Rena. You.
This is not Rena.
But you're from
Well, I mean, you can talk about people like Shooky And like people be on his good side or his bad side, but a lot of people don't really actually like the guy.
I love so crazy guy.
Remy, did you go out with your friends? Did you go out with the blokes? I'm getting ready to go out with my blokes. Did you go out with your friends? What do you call them? Your friends that you go out with?
I call them my friends.
Your friends,
What do you
yeah.
call your friends?
Full contact. Whoa. Exactly what the prior Twitter regime did to the New York Post article about the laptop. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, they're blocking the spectator thing? Oh my God. Okay, I don't know if this is true. Regardless, I don't know if this is true. Allegedly, I think. Allegedly, and nobody. But this is the funniest theory I can find. It's from Reddit.
7 hours ago.
Okay, so this girl right here says
Calvin, how are
has
you
had
doing?
his alts exposed before, so he bought some guy's already existing account and made.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just asking Calvin how he was doing. Probably it's like this clubhouse thing is crazy.
Yeah, that's why it's usually smarter.
Been on here long enough to agree with you on that one.
With merits and all.
Calvin, are you there?
Yes, sir.
With merits, effectively with defective. What is happening?
Yes, we're good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I mean, we just want to see how you're doing.
Is Adrian there?
Yeah.
Are you scared of Adrian?
No. How's everyone doing?
Adrian is doing well. He just talked with his.
Muy bien, gracias.
He talked with his mother, and everything was okay.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I heard it. I could not.
Oh, dear God, Jesus.
Sorry.
I think I'm going to eat some peppermint ice cream, even though it's cold here. I think I'm going to eat some ice cream.
Oh no, it's totally like you said peppermint, really?
And they
like pistachio with almonds is totally the jam.
I don't know. I just bought whatever Publix was trying to get rid of. So, peppermint and something else. It's Snickerdoodle is the other one I got.
Ew, I don't like chocolate. Yeah, that's all you, Pimpin. You can let it go straight to your ass for all I care.
I'm going to throw some cookies in the oven. So they'll be ready for the kiddos when they get home from school. Oh, forgot to order the cap and gown, but that's all right. I'll do it later.
What, for your son?
No, for my daughter.
I thought your son was older than your daughter.
My son is older than my daughter, but my daughter graduates this year.
Oh, so he's already gone then.
Yeah, but he didn't take back that damn rotisserie chicken. Little fucker.
Who the fuck would take a rotisserie chicken back to, customer service? That's some ghetto ass shit right there, Mom.
It's going to be me. And when I take it in, I'm going to say, "Sir, customer service manager, I think I heard from your mother that you left the chicken in the microwave."
Dude, you better not bring up his name if you do that shit. That's horrible.
You never put it in the refrigerator, so I would like my $7.99 back.
Nah, hell nah. Y'all got up and done it. Hell nah. if you were my mom and you did that shit to me, and I was at work, I wouldn't talk to you for 2 fucking weeks.
Well, guess what? He lives in my house and eats my food. And he could take it back to work. Otherwise, Mama comes in, here, boy, you forgot to bring this back to get my money back.
Girl, don't be like my mom. The problem was I got back from the war in like 2010. I was 35 years old. I'd never been married. I didn't have any kids. When my mom was 35, she was on her 3rd fucking marriage and kids. And like, you know, she'd already been bankrupt, like done fucked her shit up a couple times. Like, you know, but she still wanted to tell me like, oh, I'm older than you. I know better. Like you're gonna push your kid away if you behave like that. And I'm just saying from a son to a mother. I'm not trying to like, you know, put like, you know, some make you the bad guy kind of thing. I'm just saying, don't make that same mistake she did with me. Because if I'm 35 and I've been to war and I come back and I've never been married with no kids and you still treat me like I'm 16, you're really gonna piss a motherfucking person off. You know what I mean, Beth? And I'm not just saying that in a funny way. Say again, my lady?
I said, I don't treat him like he's 16, but he tells me all the other shit that people bring back in. I'm bringing this shit back in. That's $8. Do you want me just to throw the $8 in the trash can? No. Taking it back. What's going on, Ethan? Hey, good morning. Good morning, good morning.
Hey, how you doing? My power keeps going on and off.
Oh, really? Are you guys having storms?
Wind. Really bad wind.
Ethan, why do you keep kicking me out of your rooms? You're so rude.
Well, who's that, Coach Denman?
You're obsessed with controlling the narrative, Ethan.
I'll give you permission live streaming my rooms.
I sent you the waiver. I don't know why you didn't send it back, but I apologize. But don't worry, it's totally anonymous. No one knows that you're the hottest influencer in Hollywood.
You're disgusting.
I want to be the hottest.
Did you say I'm disgusting?
Yeah,
Why am I disgusting?
because stop live streaming my room.
I've been live streaming your room for 2 years now. It's one of my most successful live streams. People love your content.
Yeah.
I can't help it. It's
Yeah.
the audience that tells me to
You don't
do
have
it.
permission to record the rooms. You don't have permission.
I don't need your permission. I'm on a higher calling.
Stop trolling on this app and stop creating a fake account. That's what you need to do.
I'll take your advice into consideration, but you do realize that on January 20th, you are about to see the greatest revolutionary change in all of American history. We're going back to the very beginning, 1776.
But during, I think people feel hurt.
Actually, it's 1775. The army was formed in 1775.
I stand corrected, 1775. Ethan, Remy, you both voted Trump, correct?
I cannot vote. And
Well, you're still entitled to your opinion, sir.
Yeah, I am. But I wouldn't ever it's Democrats or whatever. But yeah.
Wonderful analysis. I encourage you all to go to adriandittman.com.
Yeah, I guess so. But it's I think people have problems with your recording thing. It's
Well, Ethan has been a harsh critic, but nonetheless, I value his opinion because he is a successful influencer, and we all can't be young, handsome, strapping intellectual men. Some of us are bald and androgenic alopecia sufferers.
Are you bald?
Are you like high right now? What the fuck is going on with you?
I'm on stage. Relax. This is my shtick.
Who does he sound like? He sounds like someone so familiar. It's driving me nuts.
Gilbert Godfrey.
No, and he's dead, thank God.
Ah! How dare you say that about Guilford?
Well, he's really dead. What do you mean? How dare I say it? He's dead. After his episode on Wife Squad, which should have subsequently killed his career, he died.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen him do the aristocrats joke? It's very funny.
How that please do, really?
Again, Remy, you know, I can't actually live stream you onto the internet because you're almost, you know, it's very difficult to understand what you're saying.
That's my point. It's very important to be interested.
Oh, it's Tuesday?
Oh, it's a day that ends with Y in like 2025, and you have no job because you're still avoiding your, subpoenas.
I say release the hostages now.
Release the hostages.
Why wait? Make a deal today.
Dude, I've been asking you that question for 3 years, Adrian. The problem is the more you talk, the further away from the truth you are.
Which wise Zen patriarch wrote those infallible words?
I don't know, something about Taoism or some shit.
Ethan, have you ever read the I Ching or the Tao Te Ching? Have you ever heard of a book?
What book?
The Tao Te Ching, Taoism.
He doesn't even know anything he's fucking talking about. Don't listen to him.
You're so passive aggressive, Ethan. Use your words like a big boy.
What's a book? Is it
Don't worry about it. You'll never read it.
is it a web page?
I'll put it in the chat.
Do you know who Zoroaster is? Like 1,500 years before Jesus was born. Like Ahura Mazda and the duality of God. In the Parsi philosophy from like Iran. Yeah, if you don't know stuff like that, then you're not gonna understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, we're not talking about it. Just knuckleheads talking about it.
Well, no, when I told him that the more you talk, the further away from the truth you get, that is a Taoist philosophy. And it does come from the Tao Te Ching. Like, but you're talking to Rami, but he wouldn't understand even remotely about, the Kashmir Valley, in, India, and like where Hindi and Taoism comes from.
We're talking about higher levels of intelligence and consciousness. We're just
Let me just step in. Here. I think Bree is Hindu. If I'm
Actually, I'm very much a Christian. I grew up a Southern Baptist. I'm not a Southern Baptist now. I'm just a Christian, but I mean, I grew up a certain kind of way.
But are you recording this now? Because I hear feedback.
Everybody's being recorded all the time. Stop being such a scaredy cat, bro.
Scaredy cat.
Let me
Scaredy cat.
Bueno, Shalila, Zen, Tao. Now let's remain calm. Let's do a nice meditation. Let's take a deep breath in. Now exhale.
I am a flower.
All right. Say, don't forget to breathe. I have to pee. Don't forget to pee.
Yeah, it's all Taoist, like, you know, mantra, like the idea of going like meditation, or like we could probably go to, like, you know, Euripides or like Marcus Aurelius, or shit, we can go to Pluto. Like, you know, there's like, when it comes to Adrian, I know a lot of philosophy only because, like, you know, he's poked a lot of like corners in my brain when it comes to pushing those envelopes.
Yeah,
I think it's a little too much for certain people with English deficits.
And this is why I go to Jewish rooms for the most part. At least there's some stuff I can understand.
Yeah, it's just trolls that are able to disrupt a room. That's all. It's fine.
But I'm not.
But who's being more disruptive? The one that can't understand what we're saying, or the fact that, you know, we have to try really hard to make him understand what we mean?
I don't have any problem understanding Remy. I can figure it out even if I have to ask him twice to say it back to me. But whatever. I mean, how you guys ran off Ethan. That was a good job.
Well, I didn't run Ethan off. Ethan ran because he, you know, can't articulate on a level of, like, you know, the level we're talking about. Because,
No,
like,
Ethan left.
I've been in a room with him many a time, and he cannot handle the truth.
What? That he makes more money than most of the people on this app.
I'd like to see him compare his to mine.
Dude, I can understand Remy perfectly fine. Like, what do you say?
Well, then, fine. I'm the one. I'll leave.
No, you don't have to leave. Adrian's the one that disrupted the room. That you guys went after and, like, whatever.
It wasn't a matter of Adrian. We all know who Adrian is, but Adrian's no worse than what Clubhouse is by itself.
Yeah, but
like we're trying to crucify him like he's Clubhouse.
No. Clubhouse do not distribute my.
Oh, okay. Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Yeah. They use it. Yes, I agree to this, but they don't distribute several other channels.
I really don't think you've ever read the terms and conditions of what it is to be on Clubhouse.
Whoever read it
I've read it I've read it like 3 different times because it's changed 3 different times since I've been on the app.
Only 3? Sure.
Well, I mean, we had that first update when I went from 3,000 followers down to 300, and then that account got clipped, and then I had to resign it with another phone that Adrian sent me, and then I had, that was the Doc Brian Sellers, profile, and then like that phone got clipped, and now I got this phone, and it's got a new terms and conditions. Yeah, I read it every time. And it's changed 3 different times since I've been on this app. This is my 4th year on this app, my guy.
I've never been clipped, and I don't know why are you being clipped? What did you do there?
Apparently I'm a mean guy.
Maybe. Or you just
they call me Mr. Grinch.
Or maybe you're just doing what I do sometimes and projecting.
The same reason a lot of people get clipped, because they're controversial, and he speaks his mind, and he's an American, so he has his speech. He, says what he means, says what he wants. That's probably why.
Well, Chronica is doing amazing work. Healing a lot of people.
Yeah, she looks like a 2-armed Shiva.
Leave her alone. Oh,
You need healing, Bree.
Oh.
Okay, we did tomato basil soup instead of ice cream. That was good.
Ice cream? Is that
I was going to eat ice cream, but I made soup instead.
Oh. You really eat ice cream instead of dinner?
No, Remy, it's just called a snack. That's all.
Are you going to do saltines or toast? Saltines or toast?
I have saltines.
And just to, I don't know what saltine means, but sounds bad.
It's just a cracker.
Okay.
And not like a white person, but like something you eat.
Exactly. Gosh. I got called a cracker so many times yesterday on the app. It was hilarious.
Oh, I know all the time.
What do that mean?
It just means a white person.
Really?
Yeah.
Cracker?
Or it's a food. It's a tiny little circle or square thing that crunches, and you put it in soup. Or you can spread something on it. Like a biscuit, but not sweet.
Interesting.
Sort of. Depends on where you live. Perfect gift too. Like a cookie.
I just got more confused because I live in Norway, but it's okay.
Okay, Qin, or however you pronounce your damn name. I just added you back only because you're friends with my friends. Please don't be a fool. I will invite you up.
If you're gonna be a fool, don't do it in that room.
I guess he do that to everyone because he told me to.
What you up to today, girl? Lisa's working, driving through damn snow that's like up to her head. What have you been up to?
Just got out of the shower. Oh, my ex has been texting me constantly and calling me constantly all day and night. Driving me bonkers. I'm staying with my friend now. Whew. So I've been putting away stuff, organizing my stuff, getting my space all nice and spacey for my stuff. Right.
If it was warmer, like I need like another 15 degrees warmer, and I could have cleaned out my garage, listened to everybody. But it's too chilly.
So you're either getting the cold down there, how cold?
It was 47 earlier. We're down to 42, but tonight we're supposed to be down into the teens.
42 is hot. Okay.
What?
But yeah, like we're like at the 1s or 2s, I think, Fahrenheit, maybe.
Why are you doing that Fahrenheit? So good.
Huh?
It's very confusing with Fahrenheit.
With what?
Yeah, I forget. Somebody told us the math on it one day, and I forget what it is. I'm sorry, Remy. I forget.
No, it's something about plus 32 and then times whatever, and yeah, and the same.
What he's saying in Beth is 32 Fahrenheit is 0 Celsius, which is freezing of water. And if it's 42 for you, it's 10 degrees above 32 freezing from 0 Celsius. So it'd probably be like 8 degrees Celsius if like you want to describe to him 42.
Very good work. Very good work.
Well, depending what country he is, he's using Celsius anyway.
Yeah, right.
So that's what I'm saying. Celsius at 0 is 32 in Fahrenheit. And if Beth is describing 42 Fahrenheit, what is that in Celsius? And I said it would be like around 8 degrees Celsius.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we definitely the last week.
Sorry, I'm retarded. Sorry.
I don't know. That might be the best thing I've learned on Clubhouse today. Because I didn't even think about doing it that way.
Sorry, retarded.
Well, I mean, like when you're driving down the Autobahn and it says 100 kilometers per hour and you're driving your American car with miles per hour on the dash, how fast are you supposed to be driving?
I have no idea.
All right, so take 100, drop to 0, and say 10 times 6. 10 times 6 is 60 miles an hour. That's how, like, at 100 kilometers per hour, you should be driving, 60. 120, that's 20 extra kilometers, which is like, 12 miles an hour. So that's like, 2 times 6 is 12, plus the 60. Now you're doing 72 miles an hour. And most, like, Autobahns, when you're going by a city, have a 120 kilometer, like, speed limit, which is 72 versus, like, when we're on our interstates here in America, which is 75. They're very comparable.
Yeah, so it's that explains why I always get my ticket in the States.
Maybe that does explain, Remy, why you get all the tickets.
Yeah.
I will say with this tomato bisque, it would be really good with like thinly sliced little baguettes.
Girl, I wanted to do like chicken marsala laid on a French toast bread that's been like Texas coated garlic butter, and then make little cuts out of it.
Well, that sounds good.
Yeah, little finger sandwiches and stuff. But I don't normally have a meat to cook that a little bit myself. So Beth, I've been listening to you yawn for like the last 2 hours. Are you actually tired, or are you just like fighting off sleep? I know. Inquiring minds want to know. I'm like the inquisitor over here, son. Don't interrupt me.
Oh. No, I'm not actually tired. I just listen to y'all doing some stuff that I need to get done around here, and yeah, I just yawn. I'm full. My belly's so full that I'm like, oh, I gotta eat at the table tonight with Maddie and her friends. I've ate all day. I'm hungry.
Well, congratulations on her graduation. That's awesome. You know, the fact that it's coming up this year. I'm excited about turning 50 this year, so I mean, fuck, we all got something to look forward to. I really
old. So you're old?
So you're old.
Fuck you, dick.
I hope. Yeah, thank you. I'm a big.
Did he just call me old?
You're older than me and better.
You wanna some wrestle about it?
Yeah, we can go.
We can Rochambeau this bitch all day long.
Yeah, we go outside and so we don't destroy
rock, scissors, paper, son. Rock, scissors, paper.
Yeah. We dance by. Okay. Not dance by. The girl dancing.
What, are you going Mambo like Gloria Estefan?
at the Coliseum will happen one day. I'm over to the PS. And he's pretty, so practices more, so maybe it would be closer than with him. Elon Ma. Honestly, I hope Elon Ma is real because that would be so cool. I would love to do a stage. I'd love to go on stage with my Elon Ma Chinese doppelganger. That would be really funny. Poor Adrian has been accused of beating me so many times.